Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sonic movie second trailer discussion. We're going to jump right into it because this is probably going to be a very long discussion, and we don't want to waste your time. I know you are just dying to talk about this blue hedgehog that you're obsessed with. Relatable. Anyway, we've got a lot of people here, which is why I was saying it's probably going to take a long time. Right off the bat, we've got Neo Hazard from Sonic Retro. He is a writer. We got Dave Ace. He is an up-and-coming Sonic YouTuber, and he does some other stuff as well. We got Dave the Lurker. He is an administrator and writer for Sonic Retro. And of course, we've got Sam's Procrastination Station, a YouTuber you're probably familiar with. And we got Sen, a popular Mighty fan and artist on not YouTube. Oh no, I was doing so good. Twitter. And Lourdes is here. Sometimes she's not here, but she's here.
Me.
We'll start right off the bat. Just very quick thoughts. Are you hyped? Are you cautiously optimistic? Are you feeling like even worse than you were before? What do you think, Carson?
I'm still on the fence on a lot of things. I really like that new design, though. I think that the blue arms actually kind of work because he's short and stubby, not long and lanky like he was in Sonic Boom. Overall, though, the trailer was definitely better. It felt like a big tonal shift. There wasn't so much humans and just Jim Carrey like there was in the original trailer. There's actually more Sonic and more kind of the relationship between him and Tom. I'm not really sure if the movie will be good, but at least it doesn't look like it's something that people will just go to see for hate views, basically.
Oh, that makes sense. That, you know what? I hadn't thought about that because there are people out there who will do that. Dave, what are you feeling?
I've been hype all day. The movie's been on my mind, like literally since I woke up, and I can't stop thinking about it. The design just like really pops out. I really like that they took, and it shows that they took their design like through the animation and everything. It's more emotional, more than the other Sonic, if you know what I'm saying.
It expresses
emotions a lot better. And just overall, I had a really fun time watching the trailer, and I mean, writing wise, I could see where the movie might flop, but overall, I feel very optimistic about it.
Yeah, the trailer does a very good job about being busier. I think the first trailer really relied on the writing more so, and so that's where people got really nervous about the narrative. This one hides behind a lot of action scenes, so I could see why your reaction would be like hype. Because I'm the same way, but I worry, like, how did we see all the action scenes? Is the rest of it going to be just, like, mediocre writing? Who knows? David, maybe he knows. What do you think?
That's right. No, actually, I don't know. Right, this morning when I woke up, I was startled at first because I looked over at the TV, and somebody had, my girlfriend had paused the trailer, ready for me to wake up. So that's the first thing I saw, but after I got over that, yeah, well, you know, it's there. But I mean, I know after watching it, I will say that I enjoyed it a lot more than the first one. I found myself laughing and not in fear. No, I was like, it was definitely put together better. I felt like the music worked better. The pace, the tone, it felt more like we're making a movie about Sonic as opposed to we're making a movie and it just happens to have Sonic. So I mean, I can't say if it's going to be the best movie ever. I don't know if it's going to be the best movie that Sonic could be, but I'm definitely feeling better, and that's not just because of the redesign, which I do enjoy, like, as we've gone through the various versions and leaks. Like, the one in that trailer seems to be the best one that we've gotten so far. So I'm feeling way better about it than I was previously. So
that's really good to hear. At the start of that, I was worried you were going to be like, stop, like to your girlfriend. No. I'm trying to escape Sonic. Please leave me alone. You made it sound like that's where it was going.
Well, no, I mean, she's also a Sonic fan, so it's, it's just something that we share together, and it was going to happen. We were going to watch it. I just wasn't expecting it to be on the screen the moment I opened my eyes.
Sam, what were your general thoughts? I mean, we saw your video, but I mean, you got some new?
I'm sure you want. Anyways,
hey, I watch your stuff.
No, I am more hyped than I am ever before than I've been for this movie thus far. you know, it's more so just past the design. It's the atmosphere of the trailer, the characters, the energy, the jokes, the interactions. All of that combined is what makes me hyped. It's not just the design. So I'm honestly, you know, beforehand, you know, I was scared for it. I was still gonna see it. Obviously, we all were, but you know, we were looking at making fun of it. But now I am genuinely curious. I'm genuinely excited. I can only hope for the best in terms of its writing, and you know, yeah, I know it's made for kids, so some of the jokes didn't really land. But I mean, it's gonna happen, and you know, I'm excited. I'm excited.
You know, I keep thinking back to the day that the first trailer dropped and comparing it to how I felt then, you know. Being a Sonic fan, a lot of people in my real life sphere, you know, once they find out I'm a Sonic fan, the first question they always ask me, you know, ever since December of last year is, what are your thoughts on the movie?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, before this trailer dropped, it was kind of a dreadful question, like, let's not talk about that. But after seeing this, you know, I feel like I'd be excited to show somebody this trailer. I'd be excited to talk about it. Like, Sonic is just so stinking cute in it. He's so cute. It's such an improvement on the old design, and I think that this trailer just is leagues better than the other one. You know, it just has more going for it, more action, more humor. I think it showcases the movie better than the other one, and I'm excited for it now. Actually,
I feel that because when the first trailer dropped, like my first thing was, oh gosh, everyone in my family has seen this. I must run. I must run faster than I've ever run. Is this what the trailer's intention was? I truly have to go fast to avoid everyone I know. Anyway, last but certainly not least for real this time, Lourdes. What are your quick reactions? You just said what? Like you're not in a discussion right now. Come on, wake up, wakey wakey.
Need coffee.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm zoned. It's very good.
That's it. Good job. So my general thoughts. No, what do you think?
I mean, I did a whole reaction. I feel like I encompassed it better there.
Anything to add though? I mean, this is like you've had time to let it sit, right? Initial reactions are different than like the end of the day.
I can state something I noticed.
What's that?
I definitely have watched this trailer more than I've watched the other one.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Same.
So do with that information what you want.
Okay, well I can go into my like now that I've let it sink in. There's been something about the baseball scene that's been like lingering for me, and I was trying to figure out what it was. And there was this book that my grandmother got me this one time, and it was just like a pickup, like, you know, like, oh, I saw a Sonic book and your mom wants you to read, so here you go. Like, and it was like she called it a Sonic novel, but it wasn't. There was pictures in it, but they were like black and white pictures. There was just line art, I guess. And it was like an origin story of like classic Sonic, but it was like bleeding into Sat AM. Some of you might have known, or some of you might know what it is. We're actually going to paste it in this group chat right now. But there's a page where Sonic is just playing baseball with himself. And I was like, whoa, this is so familiar. And honestly, I need someone to tell me if this is like an intentional reference. Because like, I feel like it is. Because the narrative in this also, like the book goes into like for a very short while that Sonic doesn't really make many friends, but in this book it's more so because he's kind of a jerk.
Freaking sad. What?
He's kind of a jerk, and he can't play sports with people because he's too good. And the movie is communicating that he's all alone in a similar way. So it was weird. Like it was too similar to not be a reference. So I'm going to use that up for my general thoughts because that's just kind of what's on my mind right now.
All right.
And Dave, I wanted to ask you, how much do you think the delay affected the narrative of the movie? Do you think so?
Maybe, because there are some elements of the trailer that sort of struck me as if they changed the story or not. The original synopsis was that is it Tim or is it Tom?
Tom.
It's Tom.
Wachowski.
Okay, I've been seeing people on Twitter call him Tim. He found Sonic. It was like a shed that he found him in. In the newer trailer, it's like, "What are you doing hanging out in my garage?" So like he found him in his garage rather than it being a shed. I don't know. It just feels like there's some elements of the trailer when I'm looking at it versus the old one that they may have changed some story plot, but not too much to it be much of a difference.
Do you think they just added Green Hill at the beginning of the trailer, like since the delay, and that wasn't there? I heard a few people mentioning
that. That's a possibility, because when you look at like the the overall CG that they did for Green Hill versus like the end scene that they did with the first trailer showing Robotnik in like his full out, being in like Mushroom Hill. It looked completely different and it looked actually pretty good compared to that final scene that we got from the original trailer.
Yeah, I saw somebody pointing out that the totem pole is like exactly as it's seen in Generations, which is kind of cool. I mean, it could have been just a generic totem pole and I would have been just fine, but it's cool that it's like exactly. It's just another one of those things like Neo was pointing out earlier, the balancing animation in the hotel room scene, stuff like that where Sonic fans can like, use a magnifying glass, look really close and just be satisfied. Yeah. And I think this is going to be the one to close us off. Sen, I know that you're super optimistic about the way that Sonic looks, but being an artist, if there's one thing you would change about Sonic's design, what would it be?
I think Yuji Naka had tweeted earlier something about how Sonic's eyes are separated and how he wishes that it was still like the Cyclops eye, as it's called. I do kind of like how they have like the white, or maybe it's like peach, I'm not quite sure, but like that middle portion where they kind of make it look like he has like the uni eye. I don't know, I feel like that's somewhat unnecessary, and I would just straight up just do the Cyclops eye, Another thing is, I guess because I'm more of like a classic fan and I understand how sprites work, and I understand that the reason Sonic has like the skin tone arms is because it's easier to differentiate when working with such a tiny little pixels. But it's not necessary like in the movie to necessarily have him have like the peach fuzz arms, but I don't care either way. Like, I think the blue arms are fine, but if they wanted to do like the peach or the skin tone colored arms, that'd be cool too. But really, I'm not very nitpicky because I do think that it's pretty solid. Like it stays true to Sonic's design, his core design. I think Tyson Hess and the animation crew did an excellent job this go around. It's certainly a lot more pleasing to look at, and I'm honestly glad because I feel like people were gonna go see the movie to just kind of ridicule the design and like, haha, it looks ugly. But now that's not going to be a stain on Sonic, for years to come. Like, remember that movie where he looked really creepy and ugly?
Yeah, I mean, they're still going to bring it up, but
they will. But I mean, like, this is what we're getting. We're getting something that's very solid and very good and pretty cute, and it's not going to, tarnish the franchise like so many things have done in the past. So I'm happy for that, and honestly, very few things I would change about the design. Honestly.
I'm really happy you brought up the tan arms business, because it is by far the most commented thing across this entire leak journey. Everyone just goes, he still has tan arms though, and I'd be interested to hear that is definitely sorry, still has blue arms. My bad. That's definitely like the comment we get all the time, but that's definitely a question I'd like to see be asked to Tyson or something one day. Like, why did they stick with blue arms for the movie? Just because it seems like everything else is so, like, you can tell there was a level of care to make it on model to what we're familiar with, but then adapt it to film. But that seems to be the only thing that wasn't carried over, and that's why I think people are fixated on it. But it doesn't bother me. It's just, it's clear that's what people are zeroing in on, because it's the only thing that doesn't seem to have been carried over.
As you were saying, son, about the movie and the delay, I think this movie has set a new precedent for video game movies. And I think it's cool that Sonic is going to be the example from now on of how to treat video game characters in movies, because I feel like movie studios around the world just witnessed this, and now there's no excuse to not listen to fan feedback or to go with what fans want.
As you mentioned this, I'm thinking people will definitely remember this, and when their favorite video game character is adapted to film, which is only inevitable, they'll be like, hey, how come you're not listening to us if it doesn't go well? Like, you listen for Sonic, or Paramount listened for Sonic, why can't we get that? And I think it's going to be a topic for discussion for many, many years to come. Though I do believe there have been many video game movies before this that have helped Sonic get to this point. I'm happy to say that Sonic disrupted the status quo in at least some way. It's very good to see. It's not at all unique for Sonic to disrupt the status quo. And I just gotta say, as a last thing, man, is it a wild ride being a Sonic fan. It is insane.
Oh my gosh, you're so
That is
right.
100% true.
Never-
It's a roller coaster.
Fun roller coaster,
It's a roller
and it hasn't
coaster.
even started yet.
Nope.
I hope you guys have.
one quick thing. If Puma wants to send us those freaking shoes, please
Right.
do.
Yeah, we
Please
need
do.
those.
We'll model
That's so
them.
sweet.
You know what I'm saying?
If Puma wants to send me to the movie premiere, I'd be okay with that. instead.
No, I just want the shoes.
He's not even gonna go see the movie.
Really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, y'all can keep your movie tickets. Just give me those kicks.
Thank you guys so much for sharing your thoughts. They will be very, very beneficial to a lot of people who maybe don't really know quite how to feel about this trailer. Maybe they're really excited and they don't really know where their emotions should go. I definitely know what it's like to feel like that. When I was a young boy looking at trailers of Sonic 06, I was like, am I excited? Am I not excited? What do I do? What do I do with all my feelings? Anyway, good luck with that, younger fans. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Bye, guys.